Here's my leg day. I'm coming back from a injured back, bad knee, bad ankle. So check out how I do things to try and keep my knees injury free whilst trying to build up some size on my legs. Post workout is going to be Milo breakfast cereal bars. These are actually great. I would go as far as saying they're nicer than Cocoa Pop bars. And 2 scoops of protein with some creatine. No shaker, so this is probably going to be lumpy as shit. And here's my leg day. Enjoy it and subscribe. My channel is small, but I want it to grow. It would be much appreciated and it helps me out a lot. So for anybody who's interested, if you got dodgy knees or you feel like your knees are giving you a bit of trouble, this little exercise here is phenomenal. It's actually saved my knees. It's given me an element of youth back in them. Hook the band up to the sled or the ploiler, and you're just going to walk back, bring your toe to your heel, and trying to get your knees traveling over your toes. Brilliant for strengthening up the tendon, because Lord knows I need it. And you don't have to go overly heavy. They get a good bit of benefit from this, but you can also make it heavy too. Once you build up the resistance towards it. It's crazy, this little exercise. So simple, but so effective. It's just important that you keep the form good when you're doing it. Bum out, leading the way. Try and keep your balance good when you're doing it. Getting that toe right underneath the knee. When you first do that, you'll probably feel it all over your legs, but ideally feel it in the glutes, feel it in the calves, and you might feel it over the top of your knee. It's a compromised position you're putting your knee into if you're not used to if you're not used to doing it. But this has become a staple in my warm-up before I train legs. You know, I'm not a young man anymore. Well, I am a young man, but through various injuries, my knees are they're about 20 years ahead of my actual age, where I'm 34. I've got knees of maybe a 54-year-old, maybe 55, and this has really helped me for sure. I really hope that band doesn't nip. It also works well if you've got a TRX cable. That might be a little bit easier to use if it's your first time doing it. This is the band can take a little bit of time getting used to the resistance being unpredictable would probably be a good way to put it. And if it's your first time giving this a go, start off nice and light. I know you look a bit funny when you're doing it, but who cares? As long as it's helping. Oh, Jesus Christ. Always make sure you look where you're going as well. So I rinse and repeat that for about 3 or 4 sets. 3 or 4 sets being dependent on the length of the track or the area that you have room to do it. 3 or 4 lengths being up and down as 1 set, 3 or 4 times. Give it a go. But it's my go-to warm-up. Exercise number 2, still part of the warm-up, is depth drops. Ooh, my head. Or depth drops. I know this seems a little bit counterproductive, especially if you've got bad knees, but trust me, between using the sled and doing small drops like this, it's helped build up the durability in my knees big time. I've had multiple knee injuries, dislocated knees. I've had surgery on my knees. I basically don't have a lot of cartilage in between my kneecap and my knee bone, so it was a lot of grinding, a lot of stiffness. I would have injured it many times when I was younger, just from being very average at sport. Nothing special, as I keep saying. But when I'm working this, I'll work it off sets of 5 to 10, maybe 2 sets, just rinse and repeat. And I'm trying to land as soft as possible. Toes, or not toes, but front of the foot, slightly hitting the ground beforehand. Kayla, what's happening? I'm trying to help turn my feet into springs because my knees are shot to shit. Now before I hurt my back, I have a bit of disc problems in my back. I would have been able to do it from much higher, but this is all I can really handle at the moment. The joys of exercise. You don't do enough, you get injured. You do too much, you get injured. Where is the happy medium? I do not know. I'm still trying to figure that out. I think it'll do me. So the way it'll work, I'll do the sled first, get the knees warmed up, and then the depth drops. Get the knees fired up. Now I'm feeling pretty good. Go outside, get into lying hamstring curl. So I suppose this is going to be first working exercise. Keep this nice and light. I'm not too sure how many reps we're going to do, just until it starts to feel somewhat good, somewhat warm on the hamstrings. Look, if you're like me and you've got knee problems, I think it's always best you get the hamstrings fired up first. Help lubricate the knee. Look, my legs are definitely not the most impressive. From hurting my back, I couldn't train them for about 6 months really. So now we're on the grind, get them built back up again. The first set, you always want to warm up, nearly overdo it. Maybe 16-20 reps, nice and slow and controlled. Until they get nice and hot. And then going on this set, maybe I'll do 5 workout sets. No, not 5. Probably do 3 to 4 working sets. Reps between 6 to 10. See how I'm feeling. Diet's getting a bit tight now, so into week 4, probably do a bit of a refeed soon. But we'll try and push it out until I'm feeling pretty flat and stringy. Curl up for 1, 3, 2, 1 on the way down. And each time make it just a little bit heavier. Not to the point where you can't do the rep, but enough so it just gets a little bit more challenging. A little bit of progressive overload. We'll do 3 more working sets. Probably around 8 reps if I'm going to be honest. My legs are feeling it already. Exercise number 2, leg extension. Good old knee snapping machine. Don't mess with that guy. This mate punches people in the gym. Right, same again. Start off at about 16 reps. What's that noise? Start off with 16 reps, nice and slow. Important when you do this, especially if you've got sore knees or a history of having painful knees. You take it nice and slow and you squeeze at the top as hard as you can. Squeeze your kneecap hard. Helps build up the resistance. Right, set 2, make it a little bit heavier. When we're doing it this time, when we curl up, we're going to stick our toes out. twist the toes right, hit the inner portion of the quad, or the teardrop is what it's called in the bodybuilding world. Up, turn out. But it's important if your knees are sore that you twist your toes back around again. I've found when I keep my toes pointing out on the way down, it's just snap, crackle and pop all the way down on the movement. That's what I think anyway, because it's happening to me. So, rinse and repeat, do 2 more working sets. Same again as the hamstring curl, probably 8 to 10 reps at a push. And then I'll be on to Bulgarian split squats. Doing split squats, my balance has been terrible. Especially on my right side, it just feels very unstable. It doesn't feel very trustworthy. But using a box like this has really helped with getting that confidence back, where I'm doing single leg exercises with little support. So what I'm doing is I'll set it up so it's on the outside of the leg that I'm working. So when I'm coming down, I'm slightly resting my quad, the outside of my quad against the box, and it helps just act as a bit of a guide so I can perform the movement without having to hold on to things anymore. Look, don't get me wrong, when I start to get a little bit tired, I do have to hold on a little bit. I'm not helping. It's just so I don't jerk the knee or roll the ankle or do anything, move sharply that's going to potentially re-injure me, cause me to relapse with my recovery. Oh, so you see what I mean? Just got to concentrate when I'm doing it. Feel that. This would be realistically my 2nd or 3rd week back training legs properly. I suppose, yeah, it probably would be 2nd or 3rd week. You notice such a difference in the load that you can handle when you've been when you haven't been training them. It's insane. As the saying goes, if you don't use it, you lose it. Really trying to work on these camera angles. It's quite challenging. See, this side's a lot better. I don't even really have to, I don't have to concentrate too much. Is there any good lines there? Is the camera getting any of those good lines? Fuck it. Ooh. And this is the thing with injury. When you get injured, it is just a setback. Where people often fall down is they take the injury as an excuse to stop completely training. You should try and avoid that at all costs. If you can't train your lower body, train your upper body, and vice versa. If you can't run, focus on weights. If you can't do weights, God, focus on mobility. Focus on anything. Just don't break the pattern or the routine of doing some kind of exercise. Trust me, because it's an absolute nightmare when you take a rest, or if you just take a break from training altogether. Very, very hard to get back into it. Very, very hard. Especially, you know, if you're mid-30s, you don't have the freedom that you had in your 20s. Maybe you've settled down, you've got a wife, you've got kids, you've got a business, you've got responsibilities. All those things are just barriers that can be used as a very easy out for, I'll start next year, I'll start the year after that. So yeah, as cringe as it sounds, the best time to start was yesterday. No, I found a few spiders that came in off the clothes horse in my beard, on my t-shirt. So worried about them getting into the boxers. You should never watch nature programs before bed. It's an absolute nightmare. Ooh. Right, exercise number 4. Walking lunges. See if you're coming off the back of a back injury. Your hip flexors are going to get mega tight, as I know. So things like walking lunges, Bulgarian split squats, single leg movements, they're going to be your best friend. Number point. If you're just getting back into your leg training, it's important that you manage the load. I think I'll only be able to manage 3 sets of lunges. Knees are starting to crack, starting to get a little bit painful. And it's important to, I suppose, listen to your body like that. Otherwise, you get too sore and then you don't want to come back. And then you leave it for another week. And then just rinse and repeat. Week in, week out, or month in, month out. Whenever you get a little boost of motivation. Lazy bastards. When this first came into the gym, I wasn't vibing it. But I've really come to love it over the past couple of weeks. It's a little bit awkward to get into right enough, but just working around a few injuries that I have. Good gear, good deep squat, and no pressure on the lower back. How good is that? And it's safe for clients to use as well. I feel that all the way through my hamstrings and my quads. Brilliant. Pretty much everybody, any clients that are new, can pretty much straight away do a perfect squat. Ideal. Do you want to work in? Oh, no worries. Handle comes out. Hands up here. All the way down for me. I'm nearly finished after this set. Do you want to? You can work in if you want. Are you sure? Alright, take care. Oh, nice little lady. Oh. That feels pretty good. Sorry mate, mind your way. It's funny, the thing with training, see when you get injured, you're pretty much right back to square one. You don't lose all your strength, but you lose a lot of it. You have to build it back up very slowly. It's kind of like running a business in a way. You got to put in the reps, but something happens, something catastrophic where you can't operate business for a while. Pretty much got to start over again and be a little bit more be diligent with your training so you don't mess up for the next time. Three sets, that'll do me.